I was bashing the leaders and the CEO of the company in the lift, not knowing the new CEO was in the lift that day. My first day at Stellar Tech was chaotic, to put it mildly. The lobby looked like a bomb had exploded in an office supply store, and the receptionist acted like she'd just lost a bet involving glitter and superglue. As I crammed myself into the overcrowded elevator, I muttered, "Seriously, is this place always this disorganized?" A chuckle came from beside me. I glanced over at the source. A guy, maybe a few years older than me, with kind eyes and a messy mop of brown hair. He wore a rumpled button-down shirt and jeans, looking about as far from a corporate shark as you could get. "You get used to it," he said with a wide grin. "Or, you develop a high tolerance for caffeine and mild existential dread." "Easy for you to say," I grumbled, feeling the stress of the day bubbling to the surface. "I just started, and already I'm wondering if I made a huge mistake. They promised cutting-edge tech, and all I see is, well, this." I gestured around the cramped elevator. He leaned against the wall, listening with an amused expression. "Oh, it gets worse," he said conspiratorially. "Don't even get me started on the management, taking people's money without providing the services that they promise." I perked up, finding a kindred spirit in this unexpected stranger. Don't even get me started. I launched into a full-blown rant about the lack of training, the outdated equipment, and the blatant disregard for deadlines. It's like they're allergic to efficiency. And the CEO? Rumor has it he's some billionaire playboy who couldn't care less about the actual company. The guy listened intently, nodding sympathetically, occasionally adding a well-timed "seriously?" or "I feel you." He was surprisingly easy to talk to, like someone I'd known for years. By the time the elevator doors opened on my floor, I felt 100 times lighter. "Thanks for listening," I said, grabbing my bag. "I'm Amelia, by the way." "Liam," he replied with a warm smile. "And anytime, Amelia, you'll need someone to vent to if you're going to survive this place." Liam and I quickly became friends. We'd grab coffee together, commiserate about our terrible boss, whoever he was, and share sarcastic memes about office life. He was always there to listen, offering surprisingly insightful advice and a healthy dose of humor. He seemed genuinely interested in my work, asking about my projects and offering creative solutions. He was smart, funny, and incredibly down to earth, a refreshing change from the corporate drones that populated Stellar Tech. I found myself looking forward to seeing him every day, his presence a bright spot in the otherwise dreary office environment. He had this way of making me feel seen, heard, and appreciated, something I hadn't experienced in a long time. Of course, there were things about Liam that remained a mystery. He never talked about his family, his background, or what he did outside of work. He was oddly evasive when I asked about his job title, simply saying he was involved in a bit of everything. One Friday afternoon, as we were leaving the office, Liam turned to me with a nervous grin. "So, Amelia," he said, scratching the back of his neck, "I was wondering if you'd, want to grab dinner sometime? Maybe this weekend?" My heart skipped a beat. I had been secretly crushing on Liam for weeks, but I never thought he'd reciprocate. "I'd love to," I blurted out, trying to sound casual. Our first date was perfect. We went to a cozy Italian restaurant, laughed until our stomachs hurt, and talked for hours about everything and nothing. I felt a connection with Liam that I had never experienced before. As we walked back to my apartment, a strange thought crossed my mind. He was handsome, intelligent, and incredibly kind. Why was he working at a place like Stellar Tech? Why was he interested in a lowly new hire like me? I pushed the thought aside. Maybe I was overthinking things. Maybe I had finally found someone genuine and real, someone who saw me for who I was.